Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to see the classification of casting process. This question is very important in diploma as well as in degree and also in the job interviews. As an engineer, one should know the classification of casting and one should write it in briefly to achieve the good marks. 7 marks question is asking in the subject manufacturing technology in the Bachelor of Engineering. So let's start without wasting time. Classification of casting. The first process is sand casting process. In this process, a cavity is made in a sand mold by using desired pattern, and then after molten metal poured into the mold, which after which is after solidification known as casting. There are two main types of sand casting for molding: green sand and dry sand. Green, as name suggests, green means there is a part of water in the sand. It is known as green sand. And dry sand means totally dry. In green sand, unburned sand mixed with proper amount of clay and it binds and moistures, and when the sand is mixed with binding material other than clay and moisture is known as dry sand. Application of sand casting. It is mostly used for cheapest casting process to maintain the low production cost, complex geometry shape. Sand casting method is used for producing very heavy parts like flywheel, power press, railway wheel, etc. Many large structures are produced by this method like engine block, engine manifold, cylinder head, transmission case, etc. Now let's see the steps involved in sand casting process. The first step, the primary step, is mold making. For any of the casting, this is the common step. We have to make a mold which is made of sand, and mold is made by using the pattern. In this process, expandable. In the previous video we have seen what is expandable sand mold. Okay, in this process expandable sand is packed around the pattern, which is a replica of the external shape of the casting. When the pattern is removed, the cavity that will form is used for casting. Any internal feature of the casting that cannot be made by pattern, that is made by separate cores. If there is some of the internal shapes which are unable to made by the pattern, then we have to use the internal cores. Somewhat like these cores are used to make some of the internal shapes which are unable to made by the patterns. Then the second step is the clamping. This is also one of the major step. Once the mold has been made, it must be prepared for pouring of molten metal. So the surface of the mold cavity is first lubricated to facilitate the removal of casting. Surface of the mold is lubricated. We have to use the lubrication oil at the surface of the mold to facilitate the casting to remove it from the mold. Easy removal is also very much important. Then the core are positioned and the mold halves are closed and securely clamped together. It is essential that the mold halves remain securely closed to prevent the loss of material. Mold should be as close as possible to prevent the losses of materials. Our third step is pouring. This process involves pouring of molten metal in a mold in such a way that all sections of mold fill properly. This can be checked by rising level molten metal in the riser. The fourth and most important step is cooling. This process involves cooling of molten metal inside the mold, often pouring after cooling process. When molten metal gets solidified, casting comes out after breaking the mold. Then one of the important step, which is not a step but it is a sub step, which is known as trimming, which is done to remove the extra materials from the surface. Excess material should be trimmed out by using the trimming. The second method is the die casting. We have seen the sand casting, its process, steps. Now the most important thing is the die casting after the sand casting. In this process, cope and drag are replaced with metal die. Here we are using a metal die instead of sand. We are using metal instead of sand as a mold material. Molten metal is poured into cavity made in metal dies. In metal dies only the molten metal is added and then it will be removed and a casting is formed. Our third type the third type of casting is pressure die casting. It is a type of die casting in which the pressure acts. In this process, molten metal poured in metal die along with a specific pressure. These pressure application enhance the casting finishing and increase the production rate. While doing the simple pouring of molten metal, it is possible that some of the pores or some of the space remains or some of the gap remains or a improper filling of metal takes place. But if we are using a specific pressure to add the metal, molten metal, then this defects should be removed and a defect free casting can be achieved, and also it increases the production rate. The fourth type of casting process is slush casting. In this method, molten metal is poured into the mold and begin to solidify at the cavity surface. When the amount of solidified material is equal to desired wall thickness, the remaining slush is poured out the mold. As a result, slush casting is used to produce hollow parts without using core. Without using core, hollow parts are made by using this type of a slush casting. Now let's see the plaster mold casting. In the plaster mold casting, instead of sand mold, a mold made of plaster are used. In this method, sand is replaced with the plaster of Paris. Is the rest. The process is similar to sand casting method. Now let's see the second type, not a second type, sixth type. It is a investment casting. In this method, a mold is made up of ceramic by using a wax pattern. Here we are using the wax pattern to get a intricate shape or a desired shapes. Desired different or a complex shape can be achieved by using the wax pattern. When molten metal is poured into the mold, wax get melted and replaced by molten metal. It is mostly used for casting of stainless steel, aluminum alloy and magnesium alloy, etc. Also, I want to add that investment casting is used to made jewelries of the intricate or a desired shapes. Now let's see the centrifugal casting. In this process, mold kept rotating at a high speed and molten metal poured from a center of axis of the mold. Then molten metal, due to its moment of inertia, moves towards inner wall of moving mold, and due to light weight of impurities present in molten metal, segregated and collected near the axis of rotation, which enable to move more pure casting having high accuracy and low impurities. In this type of casting, mold is kept rotating, so the proper material distribution can take place. Now let's see the continuous casting. In continuous casting process, molten metal is poured from a specific height in a vertical mold. In a continuous casting, molten metal is poured at a specific height or from a specific height. So this is the classification of casting. 7 marks question, most important. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.